Hello my YouTube friends and welcome back for a new video. Today I'm going to paint another Labradorite inspired painting. This one is going to be without the gold background I used to make, and I'm going to use only acrylic paint and add a few gold lines after. I'm using here a matte paint. This is from the Matte Pub collection from PBO. This is great to paint backgrounds and large areas because this paint is pretty liquid, so you can apply it really easily. So I'm going to cover this entire large canvas. I choose teal color because it is like a mid-tone to this painting, so I try to start with the mid-tones and then add my shadows and highlights. So I've already added my shadows using dark blue spray paint. I wasn't quite happy with the application. I should have used directly my paintbrush and some dark blue paint, but I thought it was quicker, and unfortunately it was not. So I took the same teal color and I tried to fade the colors even more and try to hide the fact that we can see here that it is a spray paint, and that's not what I want. I really wanted to have this smooth stone Labradorite feeling, so yeah, I've decided to do this. I'm going to repeat these steps as always. I'm only using water and acrylic paint. I know you can use some fluid medium and to make a glaze or to help smooth the paint, but I've tried it several times and I think it is too sticky and the paint does not stay stronger. It is the same thing as using water for me, so I've decided to not complicate myself and use only water. I also like to use those paddle brush. These are from Amsterdam, I think, and the bristles are really fine and smooth and great to blend the brush strokes. And I use them as is without any water on it, clean, and you can blend the color easily with this. You can also use them to fill any area with paint. So now I'm going to concentrate on the lines and I'm going to paint the first lines that are going to make my composition looks good or not. I've already made a little sketch. That's what you see me looking at. I like to do sketches even though it is abstract painting. You really need to make something, just a tiny little card or a picture on your computer, just to see if it's working or not, if the composition is working. There is no magic composition rules, but there is things that works or not. So yeah, I'll try to refer to my sketch. Here I'm adding more shadows, and you can see I've added a few more lines here and there. I thought the lines were too bright, so I decided to add a dark. It is the black Posca pen. I really like to use this one because the black is really dark, and it adds really a strong shadow, and you can almost think that it is 3D on the canvas. So I try to go over the line that I've already done. I'm not going to put black everywhere. I'm just going to concentrate on the main lines. So here, a new technique that I like to use quite often now is to use a piece of cardboard that I'm just breaking like this, and I'm going to use a white spray paint to create my highlights. You really need to push on the spray paint really slowly just to get the smallest amount of paint and it will give a nice gradient highlights. I'm not going to leave the white as is. I'm going to glaze some teal on top just so it blends nicely with the painting. I wanted to have a more of opposite color, yellow and orange. I always do this on my painting. So I've decided to add few extra spots with this yellow ochre and beige color. Here you see me using, instead of the paddle, I'm using also some DIY construction store large brush, and I discovered those brush recently, and I need to admit that they are working really well and they are pretty cheap. So if you want to invest, sometimes you can go to the DIY store and try things from those stores instead of buying expensive art supplies. Here, as I told you, I'm going to cover most of the white with teal color. If I had a teal blue spray paint, I would have used this, but yeah, instead I'm using this technique. Here you can see all of my little supplies, and now I'm going to cover those shadows with a more greenish blue. I've added green to my greenish blue that I already use. If you're wondering, I'm using here the greenish blue from Amsterdam in acrylic paint, the classic series of acrylic paints. I really like this color, but I thought it was too blue and not too much green, so I added green into it to create more shadows. I'm going over this large line with my makeup brush, and you notice that the brushes are getting tiny as I advance through this painting. This is just because at the beginning you do a rough sketch of what it's going to look like, and then after you add small details. You know, I also like to use sponges. I'm using this one because it is kind of an organic design, and when you press this onto your canvas, it creates really tiny details, and it really brings out this stone feeling and Labradorite style feeling. I could have used many colors from the Labradorite. You have sometimes some purple highlights and more orange highlights, but for this one I've decided to go full blue with a tiny bit of yellow. So here you see me using a spray. This is a spray full of rubbing alcohol, and what it does is that when you spray and then go with a big brush like this is a clean dry brush, it will just remove the part where you apply the rubbing alcohol, and it will create like a sort of watery effect and cells, and this is looking really nice. So when your acrylic paint is fully dry and you want this effect, you can use rubbing alcohol. So here I'm using my little makeup brush to smooth out more shadows, and you can see now that I'm starting to use tiny brushes. This is for the fine detail works at the end of the painting. I start with big brushes and rolls and then with tiny brushes. So here I try to add little holes and yeah, tiny details. This is almost finished. I'm going to accentuate this yellow ochre gold parts with I think it is some raw umber mixed with yellow ochre. And again, I'm using this little makeup brush to blend everything and create nice shadows and blend like this. Hope you will see something. It was a little bit dark in my studio and my camera is not really good at dark situation. I'm planning to buy a new camera really soon, so hope my next videos are going to get filmed with this new camera and hope you will see more in details what I'm doing. I'm almost finished with this painting. If you want further information and watch the full tutorial on this painting and many more, you can now subscribe to my Patreon page. Everything is linked down in the description. By the way, I got a surprise on one of my short video that hits 10 million views, and welcome to the 10,000 subscriber here. Thank you if you've watched this video. I also give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon here who follow my art journey and who really helps to grow this channel. I'm going to let you watch the end of the video. I've not filmed where I've added the gold. This is always the same thing. I sometimes forget to film things because I'm really into the painting, and this time it was the gold parts. So yeah, here is the full painting reveal. I wish you all a great day and see you for another video. Bye guys.